Alright, hi folks, Steven here. So, this is going to be another live stream here in preparation for another music discussion. This time around we're going to be playing Pokemon Colosseum for the GameCube. And I did do a large, partially complete Let's Play of this a number of years ago. So just fair warning with this particular one. What's going to be happening here? This is a completed game file. In other words, I've beaten the main game on this file here. So you're going to see some post-game stuff and then stuff in its beaten state of the game. So just fair warning there. Let's see. Also, I may have to take a break partway through because I'm waiting for some food delivery. Ideally, it would have gotten here before, but they tend to be a pretty busy restaurant. They tend to get backed up. So it's a little bit on me. But in any case, that may come in the middle. But, of course, we'll be doing a music discussion. I'm still working with Anne to decide when we want to do that. Hopefully next weekend, but no guarantees as of yet. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at this game. So, just to briefly talk about the concept of this game, you are this semi-angsty guy going around. You're trying to take Pokemon, snag them from the opposing evil team in this game, and then you purify them and whatnot. But in any case, let's get going. Alright, looks like I left off here. I was in the Mount Battle area, I think. But, alright, so this game takes place in the Orre region, or O-R-R-E. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of a specific official pronunciation guide for that. But as you can see, it's this sort of mostly deserty region, I would say. Now, as I recall, it's based on Arizona, so Phoenix City, not exactly hiding it there. And by the way, if you're curious about the setup, I have a HDMI adapter for my GameCube. This is one of the GC video-based ones, so the picture here should be pretty good. I'm also sending it through an upscaling HDMI thing, the M Classic, I believe is what it's called. But you can see we have a lot of different areas we can go to here. Let's start by going out to the outskirts stand. This is actually, I believe, after the opening cinematic where you start the game. One thing you'll notice with the music in this game is that a lot of it has very much a Wild West type of vibe. For those not familiar with American music genres, sometimes country and western are lumped together. This is very much the Old West, which is a little different than modern country western music. Let's talk to this guy here. Alright, that wasn't the one I was looking for. I thought there was a battle we could still do, but maybe in the post-game I've actually moved past it. Got this old locomotive in the background here. Looks like this is a gas station of some sort, or at least was. Let's see here. A lot of ambient noise here. There is a clean version of this track you can find if you search around. One interesting thing here is the TV mechanic that you see in the Gen 3 games. It's in the main series games, of course. So yeah, kind of generic there. If we were in the middle of the game, there would be more going on. Alright, well, let's head over to Pyrite Town. This is sort of one of the main locations you can go to in the game. Like the snapping fingers as you come in here. I've often compared it to Play It Cool from West Side Story. Sort of a low piano, and then a little bit of a saxophone that comes in here. So, unlike Stadium, this game has a story mode. Like I said, this is technically the post game. Well, let's go ahead and battle one of the folks here. This is where you can do that. Interestingly, an anagram of devil for that character name. So like the main series games, there are a number of battle themes. Most all the music here, other than like the Evolution, the Pokemon Center, and a few things from Ruby and Sapphire, are original in this one. Alright, so let's see. We probably want to swap these folks out since they're... Well, let me just show you the things here. These are, you notice the ones that have a purple background. That means that they are Shadow Pokemon, and Shadow Pokemon, let's see, start out not knowing how to do a whole lot of stuff, and you have to sort of purify them as time goes on. That's what that little purple gauge beneath there is. Everything is double battles in this one. They really wanted to make that. That was a new thing with this, and they really wanted to make this a big deal. Yeah, that was sort of the spot there for, if I remember correctly, my Houndoom, which is probably why they both targeted it. See if I even survived this, my goodness. Yeah, maybe should have been a little... And unlike later generations where you get the opportunity to switch in at the end of the turn, here you have to send them out right away. Let's see, let's go ahead and see, do I have a... I do have a... Takes care of Golduck. Okay, so you can see Heracross, because this is a Shadow Pokemon, I only have so much to work with here. As that gauge goes down, you get more stuff here. Let's see. Now you do start the game with an Umbreon and an Espeon. Oh, good. Let's try a one-hit KO, and indeed it is. The music for this game was done by Tsukasa Tawada. Still works at Genius Sonori, the company that produced this, and its sequel, the Battle Revolution for the Wii, and a number of other things. Now, one interesting thing here is there's actually an inn in this town that you could use to heal, but you actually have to pay for that. And music in here in this, there's a couple of stadiums in the game where you can go in and do stuff. We won't probably end up doing one of those just because it takes a while and we only have so long that I want to spend on this live stream. Nice little piano, a little more cheery than the town area is. You can kind of tell this place has a bit of a seedy reputation. based on just the music there. But, yeah, different battle themes for a bunch of different stuff in here. So let's see if I can... So let's check out a different area, because you do get different stuff depending where you go. So, for comparison, let's look at a little bit of a nicer place in this world. Yep, here's Phoenix City. Kind of an interesting melody for this town. Very peaceful, of course. A lot of nice flowing water and stuff like that. Before we go anywhere here, I do kind of want to give this a second to play. And then the music changed. So we have this B section here, which is much more energetic. I do kind of wonder if these were two things. They go together okay, but there is a definite change in intonation and whatnot there. And I do wonder if there was supposed to be like a day-night cycle in this game with the GameCube clock at some point, and maybe at some point that was scrapped. And then we go back to the slow melody, so that's kind of what we've got in there. So let's see, there's one gym in this game. This doesn't quite follow the same structure. There's still a lot of battling and stuff, but the you can kind of tell this is one of the more happening places in town from this melody. Yeah, definitely a lot of piano work in this game. Let's see. I forget if we can still battle the... Unfortunately, it does not look like we can re-battle the thing there. Maybe we can. Let me just see here. We have kind of this lower area here. Splash, way to go. I have interesting how this underground area is divided. So Justy is the one gym leader you get to play in this area. Yeah, you can tell the melody here. This area just keeps getting bigger and bigger until it gets to about this point. Oh, interesting. I'm not sure exactly what that did there. Unfortunately, at a point in the game, you do go through and you battle a couple folks here, but you cannot apparently redo that. And then, like several of the cities here in this game, if you look in the back here, you do have another stadium here, just like we had in Phoenix. This one is a little bit nicer. You know, even though this is a GameCube game, the water effects, I mean, you can see the patterns. It's obviously not as advanced as what they would do today, but it sure does look nice. Just ambiance here. This is one of the songs I plan on talking about in our discussion. No guarantees, of course, but the two-part nature of it makes it sound interesting. Now, of course, the young woman who, if Kira Godzilla put in the chat, you play as the villain. Sort of. Your character's full backstory is still a little bit ambiguous over the course of the game. Let's go to another place here. This is the Agate, or a gate. I forget exactly. It's based on a stone. I'm always not sure how that's pronounced. But Kira Godzilla 1 said this is the... lets you play as the villain. Sort of. You know, in contrast to the other cities, this has a more hometownish feel. This is where that character... I named her Scanning. I think it's... I forget exactly what her like real name, like her default name is considered to be. You can see this place. It's kind of interesting. You see all those clouds there. So I guess this city is ostensibly pretty high up there. But you can kind of tell this is sort of a small townish type place, and the song does fit that. Now, one interesting thing I should point out about the purification process. First of all, it's much more arduous in this game than it is in some of the follow-ups. Main way you do is by battling. Your Pokemon will get a certain amount just for being put into battle of that gauge I showed you earlier. It'll get dropped down. You also get, occasionally they'll go into something called Hyper Mode, and when you call them out of it, you get a bigger chunk. And you also get some of their gauge done just for walking around the map, just like I'm doing now. In fact, it might actually be easier in some cases to purify your Pokemon this way. Let's see, I think we can actually talk to someone and battle them here, I think. Still does kind of have that Old West vibe. Well, you can also use Sense on them in the Cologne case to slowly purify them. It's interesting to kind of compare this to what we've seen with the more recent games, and I think this is the one I believe. Yeah, this is kind of a retirement village. See, Annie's place is up there. Ah, yes, the daycare. Another way you can do this. Alright, well, let me show you some of the other stuff around here. Alright, well, if we go down here, let's see. Ooh, there's I guess, the time flute. It is kind of interesting how there are a number of areas that don't have music in them. Oh, sorry. Just realized I need to do something else before we go into that area. Nice music in there. But where I went to is sort of one of the more central parts you visit periodically throughout the game. You do have to get pretty far into the game before it lets you do that, though. At least further than I would like, that's for sure. And this is one of the Pokemon centers again. There's a couple of these. And, of course, it has a version of the Pokemon Center theme. So you see some of the Pokemon in my boxes here are glowing, and that means that they are shadow Pokemon that have yet to be purified. Now I think I do have a number of these that are ready for purification that I set up specifically knowing I would do this at some point. Check our summary here. Okay, you see it lists the heart gauge here tightly shut. I think if we go here to... yeah... By comparison, when it's completely empty, you see this, and you see all those little segments there. So let's go ahead and move this onto our team so that I can show you this. But after the two you start the game, most of the other Pokemon you find in this game are what are called Shadow Pokemon. And in order to progress through the game, you do have to get their gauge down, and eventually you do get a chance to purify them. So let's take a look at what purification looks like. Some of you who are you play Pokemon Go may realize, oh, Shadow Pokemon, there's a thing like that there, yes. This does work a little bit differently, as you can probably tell. So yeah, this is the, I think it's called the, I don't know if it, I think the Relic Force is actually part of the main series games. Very peaceful music here. You know, it's that little, I think it's, I don't know if obelisk is the right word, maybe it has to be taller for that. With a very nice peaceful thing here. Alright, but the actual purpose of going here... Notice when I walk by here, that thing lights up. Ah, may open up the door to its heart. Nice little jingle there. Oh, and it's interesting, the shadow there is actually quite nice. Some of the other shadows in this game are not as detailed as you see here. I just kind of noticed that. Yeah, so it kind of, the Pokemon is kind of stays in place while this happens. But otherwise a very pleasant location there. Yeah, we didn't quite get to that portion when I was doing my Let's Play, unfortunately. I had other things come up. Alright, well, let's take a look at a few more places here. Like I said, this is mostly going to be a look at the various places in the game. So you can see it no longer has that glowing effect there. Yeah, so one point of this game is it gives you an opportunity to get a lot of the Gen 1 and 2 Pokemon that were otherwise pretty hard to get. Like, you can get some of the legendary beasts in here. You can see you got Hitmontop, Fortress. Alright, well, let's pick something out here. Let's see what we got. Let's see, let's take a look at our place where we can battle some folks for sure. So there's this place called the Shadow Pokemon Lab that's run by, well, part of the evil team. It's kind of, almost sort of two that are working kind of together. Also a bit of a steampunk slash cyberpunk type of deal here. Yeah, that music just kind of screams evil team, doesn't it? Like, something's not good up here, isn't it? The harmonica. Alright, well, not much we can actually do on this side. Let's see, I seem to remember... Alright, well, they're not around because I think we're in the post-game, but during most of the game there are some folks around here. So obviously very much a scientific research lab. So let's see, I think we're boxed in here. But if you compare it to stuff like, you know, some of the Team Rocket hideouts, it's a little more playful than those. See, I think this doesn't appear to open from this side. As you can see, this place is kind of vacant, so if I don't run into something, I don't recall if there's ways you can, right now, run into folks here. I'll actually grapple down from the ceiling. Haven't triggered anything yet, so I think I've taken care of everything in here. Alright, well, I don't want to spend too much more time here. Ah, phooey. I think I already took care of that, for sure. Alright, well, I don't think we're going to run into anything else here, kind of, unfortunately. But, yeah, the music here... Kind of got a little bit of a sneaking edge, a little bit of a... So yeah, this is the door we went through earlier, and as you can tell, to kind of... Hopefully that did give you... I was kind of really hoping we would run into something there, but I guess at this point in the game I've cleared out everything you can do in this area. Like I said, I didn't want to go in the middle of the game just because we wouldn't be able to visit the areas, because this is really about getting as much of the things there as we can. Yeah, the map theme I like a lot as well. It's let's head over to the Snag'em hideout. Again, the snapping fingers. Still a little different vibe. Yeah, you go through a lot of pretty rundown places. There we go. As you can see, Houndoom's gate is almost empty. Oh, okay, with 2 water Pokemon, we are not doing that. So let's see. See what we can do there. Not a ton of damage on that one, kind of unfortunately. Alright. Well, that worked out better than the other one. Let's go ahead and... unfortunately... Afraid of that. Alright, well, let's bring something else out. I don't know if that thing has lightning rod. Yep, electric Pokemon can still get paralyzed in this generation, unfortunately. Okay, good. And a big damaging move. I forget what else if Twister has. It does hit both Pokemon. That does reduce its power since it is split like that. I do think this is sort of the when you're battling against a low level, not so good person. Alright, still confused. Ugh. Oh, these are always fun. Hopefully we snap out of confusion at this point. Okay, good. Okay. Now, unlike in Stadium where the move goes off and then you see if it missed, we would have found out right away if it had missed. Nice EXP yield on that Starmie. There's a little more of that in here. First time you go through a place, you pretty much have to battle everyone who spots you. In the later... I think this is back towards the entrance. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Nope, there we are. And with all the sort of broken stuff, it can be sometimes hard to tell where you're supposed to go. Alright, a couple more places I definitely wanted to get to in this session. Let's see, we have first of all the Under. So there's actually two ways into the Under. This is sort of the quick way once you unlock it from the map. Technically in Pirate Town until... Let's see, what do we got here? Alright, well, let's see. It turns out that my food just came in here. So give me a second to heal up my Pokemon. And I will be back in just a moment. Appreciate your patience there. We'll be getting back right about now. Kind of interesting. We've got this Oriental, I assume Japanese, place over there. Turn the music up a little bit. This place is a little bit. So yeah, this is sort of the. If you thought Pirate Town was a little bit shady. Yeah, this place is even more so, a little bit dark and mysterious. Interesting to see little Japanese signs there. Oh, this vending machine actually works. So, fun stuff there. This place has its own Colosseum, just like you'd expect. Yeah, another hotel you can spend money in that you don't need to. Not sure why this game has them. I don't know if that's for some sort of realism or what. Some sort of junk shop or whatever over there. I don't want to spoil too much. There's some places I could go here that are in the post game that are. I thought that went. Yes, they literally call that a UFO. I don't know, kind of inconvenient. It's a way of gating off parts of the game and stuff like that. You know, as parts of this area. Oh yeah, I never got that. You notice in the background there. But kind of would be nice if once you had all the discs, you could just tell it which way to go. So that place has its own little sub sound to it. Alright, well towards the end of this game there's this place that finally gets finished building. It's the Relgam Tower. Very spiffy place that has a couple of crystal pseudo-voodoo statues out in front for whatever reason. I suppose that's kind of there's a little bit of Western flavor, not too much. That's one thing I'll say about this game is it doesn't. It uses it well as far as the music goes. Music changed a little bit. I don't think there's anything up here since we're in the post game, but. Again, it's another one of those. You can tell something's not quite right here. Yeah, it's a kind of interestingly segmented music here for whatever reason. I think if we go over here, we're going to wind up in the same place. Yeah. You can tell something went on there, can't you? And here they have a nice little decoration thing of the Colosseum. It's a little miniature version of all the stuff that's around here. Because the big thing is really way up at the top. Picture of Rosalia there. Yeah, very interesting decor in this part of the game. This is the final area of the main part of the game, so that's one reason you hear music like this around now. Yeah, this part is a little excessive in that it takes you all the way back here. Mostly I'm just giving you a chance to listen to the music here. Please do give us any comments you have. And as you can see, there's the big place. Let's see. There's someone here we can talk to in battle. So yeah, nice setup here. It's it's better than the N64 could do for sure, but obviously compared to what you can do now. Yeah, I guess this is the de facto game corner. These don't really do anything in this one. I do wonder if they had more planned. They do some additional stuff in the thing there. Yeah, everyone's got kind of a smug attitude because, like I said, this was part of the main villain's plot, was building this place and then eventually coming to it. So yeah, if we want to do yet another thing here, the way these stadiums work is you go through 4 games from kind of low to high difficulty, and sort of proceed from there. And as you can tell, this place gets a little tedious to go through. I kind of wish some of the other places in the game, they did design some good expressways to get back to the map and whatnot. Like in the lab we were at. And now back to the happy music. Alright, let's turn the sound down just a little bit there. This is a bit more of a casual vibe. But this is sort of the main area where you sort of earn things to get tickets and redeem those for technical machines and stuff like that. Alright, we're going to start with Area 1 just to make things. So this is the sort of the friendly battle theme. This is when you're going against folks who are not part of the evil team or whatnot. I like the soaring quality of this one, for sure. As you can see, the shadows there are not as good as the one you get at the little obelisk in the forest. Like the guitar work here. Like I said, good diversity. It doesn't all leverage itself. Okay, we should probably switch out our active Pokemon, so we're trying to reduce the shadow gauge. So I think if we take a look at this, yep, we're all good there. Let's take a look at Apom, and let's see, what are we up to? Okay. Yeah, if you really want to purify everything in this, it's going to take you a long time. As usual, I plan on totally doing a gameplay discussion as well. Yeah, the names of the characters here, I forget if it's this one or the one after it has a Biden in it. Although I would largely attribute that to... A lot of these names are kind of odd. Sudowoodo is actually pretty much purified there. Okay. We're going to have the Shadow Rush here and do a Rock Slide. Hyper Mode. Sound effect design is pretty good too. So when a Pokemon's in Hyper Mode, one of your Shadow Pokemon, it doesn't always respond to your commands and stuff like that, or won't respond to items, I know that. Alright. Go through a couple more of these and that'll probably wrap up the stream. I didn't want to stay on too long. I do really love this as sort of the main battle theme of the game. Now you may notice there were some legendary Pokemon, the legendary beasts. Their gauges really go slowly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to call Heracross, and then in the meantime what we're going to do here is we're going to do a Rock Slide. See, that does reduce a bit of its gauge when you call it out of Hyper Mode. Yeah, not much these Pokemon can do since they're so low level. I didn't want these battles to take forever either. Now, one nice thing about this is your team does get healed between each battle. Kind of tell this place has a well-worn field with the way the numbers are. You can see that now that it's gone down a little bit, I've gotten a new move here. Let's go ahead and use Brick Break and Low Kick here. And so not Part Fairy. Well, I forget it. I know the evolutions are Part Fairy. Alright, yeah, the trainer classes, they're kind of similar to what's in the old game, but normal games. This being the first, you know, kind of big console game. A lot of the models are very clearly brought over from the Stadium games on the N64, so they don't look as good as they probably could. But the way this works is this part of the game is structured into 10 battle segments. Fire Spin. And at the end of each one you have a semi... I don't know what to describe, but they're not exactly gym leaders, but they are characters that were sort of designed, although they kind of semi-repeat. Well, speaking of grooves, so I think that's going to do it for this live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, the actual discussion of music from this game should be coming within the next week or two. We'll be live streaming it here, but thank you very much.